Recording cloud. Okay, everybody see my screen here? It's got like 25 thumbnails on it. Okay, and for the topic today, I'm gonna go through this particular flow here. I'm gonna open it as I always do in edit mode, just in case we need to take a look at how I've done some things in the editor. It's just going to be easy to do that. I've only got 3 steps in this flow, and for a change, I'm not basing this on our life expectancy data set. Instead, I've got a 6-row data set, and the topic here is flow sharing. This is an example involving several flow users. So that's just my splash screen for my title of my presentation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, and I've got an author here, okay? And this author wants to share a flow with this user here, user 1, and with all the members of group A. And let's say there's 3 users in that group. Okay? So this is what the author of this flow wants to do. By the way, the author could also choose to share his flow with the whole world if he wanted to. This is a new capability that's just been in place for about a week. So we now have a concept of, for an author who wants to promote a flow for whatever reason, a flow can be shared with the entire world of flow users. So that is what I'm set out to show you how to do today. The final step on this flow is just to give you an overview of what needs to happen. So the author needs to define the sharing parameters for his flow, and also the remix permission for the flow. And the remix permission basically is, hey, if somebody takes my flow, or accesses my flow, can they copy it and edit it for their own purposes? And sometimes the answer is going to be yes, and sometimes the answer is going to be no. If the goal of the author is, like a lot of my goals, is to just get flows into the hands of users who can then run downstream with that flow and do whatever it is that they want with it to extend it, then the answer would be yes, remix permission. If there's some particular reason, proprietary information or something where the author wants the user to be able to see the flow but not remix it, not make the user's own edits to it, then the remix permission can be turned off. So this is what the author needs to do. Needs to go to 2 places to provide this information. Each user needs to search for the flow and copy edit the flow if appropriate. Now, that being said, each user will get, if it's shared privately with a specific user, that user will get an automated email sent to him that says, yeah, this flow has recently been shared with you. So sometimes the searching is as simple as clicking on a link. Other times you can come into flow and you can do your searching there. So this is a button here I've got here, places you need to know about for flow sharing. You need to know about the flow share dialog, which is this dialog up here. You need to know about the flow remix permission setting, which is, I'll show you where that is in the settings. And when you're coming into flow, searching for flows on your home page, there's quite a different look and feel for that today than it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Okay. So let me first of all show you about the share dialog. So the share dialog is up here in the upper right when you're in the flow editor. The share dialog enables you to do several things. It enables you to generate a shareable link, so that if somebody has this link, they can access the flow. Okay. It allows you to share that public link with a group of people. You can always copy paste this link, by the way, into an email and send it to somebody if you want them to see your link. Now, this is a link to the flow for viewing purposes. It's not it's not necessarily a link to the type of sharing that we're talking about here, where we're going to share the 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 flow and the editability of the flow. Okay. We have something brand new here. This is called Publish for Discovery. This is a button that if you click it, and I'll come in and I'll do another flow. I'll publish it for discovery. If you Well, I'll click it here too. Okay, if you publish this for discovery, this flow is going to appear in the Discover. There's a new Discover tab on the home page. So what I've done here for this particular flow here, this demo flow, I've just published it for discovery, which means, hey, this flow is available to people. They can see it when they go into Discover mode. You can also share privately. So if I wanted to share this flow with someone else, what I can do here is I can come down here. If I wanted to share it with these users in group A, there's several users there. I have a group in my that I've set up called Test Group A. So if I wanted to share this with Test Group A, I can go ahead and do it. And if I wanted to allow the users to actually edit this flow, which I usually don't want people to, I don't want people to come in and edit my particular flows. I have no problem with them copying it and editing that. But if I wanted people, let's say I was doing a really close collaboration in developing a flow, if I wanted these people to be able to edit the flow, I could click this button here, and that would give them edit privileges to this specific flow. Okay, and I rarely click that. And I think most users rarely click that. But anyway, it's the capabilities there. And then there's this notify via email. So, and then the share button. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do that. And now what I've done is I've shared this flow with these 3 people who are part of Group A. If I wanted to come back in here and I wanted to share it with, let's say, one specific person, maybe one of you or whatever, what I could do is I could say share privately, and then I could put in your email or your user ID, click share, and that flow would be shared with you. So that's the share dialog. If you're ever communicating with us and you want us to come in and give you some substantial help with a flow that you're working on, it's always best if you share that privately, either with me or Michael. And what we'll do is that will enable us to come in, see your flow in edit mode, and usually what we do is we make a copy of your flow so we can do experimentation, and then we get back to you. Or if it's a real simple question, you know, or a real simple solution, we'll just get back to you and provide you an answer to maybe a question that you've got. So this is the share privately. This is the share button that opens up this sharing link, or not link, sorry, dialog, in which you can do all these settings. Now the second item over here, flow remix permission setting. Let's go in and take a look at that real quick. It's a setting, okay? And it's right down here. It's allow remix. By default, this allow remix is set because we found that almost always people would like whoever they're sharing with to be able to at least make a copy and then do whatever they want with the flow. If you don't want that to happen, you just turn this off, and now this person will not be able to copy the flow to make his own, to go down his own route. Okay, so this is the second setting that needs to be set though by the author to fully empower whatever the sharing is going to be. Okay, let me pause here, and then I want to go to the home page because I want to show you some of the new search capabilities we put there. So, and any questions on what I've covered here? And what I've done is I've covered what the author has to do in this endeavor to share flows. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit from this flow here, and I'm going to go back to my home page here. And I'm going to take you through some of these items here that show up on the home page. And by the way, this particular look and feel is only a week or so old, so there's a good chance some of you might not have seen this. Okay, so the way this page is now organized, up here we've got three main tabs here: Featured, Discover, and Workspace. So I'm going to go on to Featured first. All of you have seen this before. This is the place within the flow environment where we display these showcase flows. And right now, I think we've got like 29 of these up here. I could scroll down to a few others here if I wanted to. Right now, I think I'm showing the first 25. So we've got the featured flows. These are all great. They're easy reading and good thing to do if you're a new user to Flow. Come onto this page and just work your way through some of these flows. Just take a look at what's been done in these flows. It's a great source for visualization ideas. Okay, this is brand new. This is the Discover tab. And what this does is this allows you to access flows that the author has chosen to expose to the entire world. So I chose to do that here in this flow I was showing you a few minutes ago. So what we will be doing over time here is putting a whole bunch of items up here. Right now, we have a lot of how-to types of flows up here, and we'll be adding quite aggressively to this list from within Flow. And we expect there'll be some users who also want to add to this list of flows that are published and accessible to the whole world, basically. So that's the Discover tab. It's an easy tab. You can put a filter on it. Let's say, so if I just wanted to find the flows that have the word flow about in them on my Discover, I could enter that. I think I can do that. Okay, it didn't seem to be working. I'm not sure why. Oh, maybe there's no about in the flows that have been up here. Okay, yeah. When Jason put these flows up here, instead of keeping the old title, which is Flow About Flow, he put the word story in here. So my first search failed because there is no consecutive word flow about in any of these flows. So anyway, you can always search for a subset of flows, either in your own directory or the featured flows or the discovered flows, just by putting a search here. Okay, the third item I want to show you, and this has been redesigned in the last couple of weeks. This is the Workspace. And this is the Workspace tab allows you to see either your own flows, which I'm showing here. These are my most recently created flows, or flows that have been shared with me. And I have tons and tons of flows from all around the world that get shared with me. Okay. Or if you want to see the two together, you can see the combination of my flows and shared with me together. And this is kind of my total work environment. It's all my private flows and also all the flows that have been shared with me. Just to shorten that a bit, I'm just going to come back and just show my flows. Okay. So these three sheets here allow you to access the featured flows, the flows that have been published for the whole world to see, and your own workspace. Okay. This search button here is always used for accessing a subset of any of these three flow spaces, let's call them. You can also sort these flows in an order of, for example, last updated or popular. I think popular is governed by the accesses to the flow or whatever. So, you do have some limited ways of sorting the flows here. And we are in the process of fleshing this out, but you can also select the time frame. And by default, anytime that the flow has been created is put in here by default. But if I just wanted to see the flows that have been created during the past week, that I've created just in the past week, I can put the past week in here as my additional filtering capability. I usually have that on anytime because I'm usually looking for flows where I've got some keywords in the flow or whatever. Now, a new item that is brand new to flows in the last week or so is categorization. Let me open this heat map flow. This is a short flow. It just shows rainfall in San Francisco in a heat map format. Let me edit it. And let me go in and put a category on it. So categories are used for searching. So it's another way of providing a search handle other than the title of the search. And this is brand new functionality. I'm just getting into using it myself, and I've got a whole bunch of flows I want to go through and categorize. But it's accessed through the settings, that settings menu, and it's called categories. And what I can do here is I've got 3 categories that I have available to me. One is called Unity Test, another is called Featured Flows, another is BM Training. And what I can do is I can add a category if I wanted to, or if I wanted to add this particular flow to the and categorize it as a BM Training flow, I can do that just by clicking this BM Training. So now this category now, or this flow, is now categorized as being of the family of BM TRG training flows. Okay. So if I save this, I'm going to go out here. Let me just save it. Okay. So now I've got this flow it's categorized. So now, now if I can use that category for searching here, like if I go over here and I say category, and if I say, I just want to find the BM training flows, I can use this as another search. And here's the flow I just added to that. It turns out I had put in a training flow that I generated a while ago, also in that same family of flows. So we've got, brand new are categories. Brand new is the look and feel of these 3 tabs. And this here is kind of intact. We've kept this the way it's been for a while, but this is your home page. We think we've got a lot of additional flexibility in here now for searching for flows. And as our community becomes larger and more people get into sharing the flows, this is going to be a very popular part of our homepage. So Nate, it looks like Stephen dropped off. Nate, do you have any questions on any of that?
No questions, no, but I love the new look. This really, I can see this would be really useful.
Yeah,
really
it's come a long way in the last 6 months, and especially in the last several weeks as we published all this. Michael, do you have anything else you wanted to add to this?
The only thing I'll add is that part of the where we're going with the Discover tab specifically is towards more community flows and being able to have people in the community just be able to share what they're creating, as opposed to it being only on our featured page that you can sort of see other people's work. And so there's going to be part of a larger movement here. What you'll notice, at least in the featured and the Discover, is that most of those are going to start having audio go with them too. So there's actually an audio story that goes with them. And so we're going to think about the Discover tab and the featured tab a little bit less about just a flow that you go through solo, but more about a flow story, that someone has a story that they're attaching to the flow itself. So anyways, these are all like subtle changes in some sense, but I think go towards more community aspects of what we're building. And then Workspace is sort of like the your spot for building is, I think, how I look at it.
Okay, so
Thank you so
let's
much.
see, I've recorded this. So this will be available to our community at large through a recording. At this section of of these sessions, Nate, as you probably know, since you've been here before, we open it up for questions, anything about either this topic or any topic within Flow. And Michael and I are at your disposal to answer any questions you might have.
Well, thank you very much. I wish I had questions, and I really need to spend some time focusing on Flow in the next couple of weeks, because I love the tool and I'm excited to do more with it. And I'm sure I will have questions in the coming weeks, but yeah, nothing right now. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, and if you come up with some additional questions, you can shoot either me or Michael an email, or you can go into our help center and
Awesome.
provide a question there.
Thank you.
Okay, Michael, do you have any answers you want to give, even though there's no question?
No, but Autumn was very interested in everything you were having to say. He's waving over here. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's one of our younger users. Probably not the absolute youngest, but one of the younger ones.
One of the younger users, that's fair.
Okay, and let's see. I don't think I have any answers today, other than that we continue to release new functionality at an astounding rate. I mean, this product has come so far in the last 6 months. It's almost unrecognizable from what it was certainly a year and a half ago. So, and all for the better. We are experiencing a great upsurge in interest in VR and AR, augmented reality. So a lot of the additional features we're going to be putting into the product are going to be VR and AR oriented. But in the meantime, we've still got several things to kind of flesh out here in our 2D, 3D usage of our product too. Let me just see what's in the chat room here. See. Okay, there's nothing, no other question came in on the chat. Okay, well, let's call this a wrap. Michael's got a session that's on for tomorrow afternoon, 5:30, or early evening, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. So that's for our evening attendees. You want to say anything about that particular topic, Michael, that you're going to be doing tomorrow?
No, nothing too specific.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
to prepare
great.
a little bit more for it, but yeah, we'll be good to go for tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, great. Hey, thanks, Nate. Good seeing you. And I'll stop the recording right now and call this a wrap.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay, same to you. Thanks.